It is graduation time. It's an exciting time for high school seniors. You have senior prom, you have graduation ceremonies and festivities, and then comes the question, now what do I do? Hannah Seymour is the author of the College Girls Survival Guide, and she can help us answer some of these questions. Good to have you here.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, so first of all, college isn't the right choice for every kid.
No,
I mean, let's face it. So what do you say to students or parents that might be on the fence about college?
I think it all depends on where they're headed. So for some students, it's not the right choice. It's a giant financial investment to think about spending, let's say on the cheap side, 80 grand to go to college and graduate. So for students that are unsure, I highly encourage gap years or even, hey, get out there and start working in a full-time job and get a couple years of experience under your belt and then decide if college is the right move for you.
And then how do you know which college is the right one for you?
Yeah, I often tell students, college is not finding your soulmate. There is not one perfect school out there for you. So if you know what industry or what your focus is, obviously you're going to narrow down your college search to schools that excel in that area. But if you don't know, deciding, do I want to go to a large state school, a small private school, what's the general vibe of the school, the area, close to home, far away from home. There are lots of different factors that can kind of help you narrow down what might be a best fit for you.
So college is such a culture shock for a lot of kids. There's so much freedom. The professors aren't like your high school teachers. They're not going to run you down for assignments. There's a lot more responsibility and finding new friends, and it can be daunting for kids. So how do you navigate all that?
It's one thing at a time. I encourage students just focus on the next thing. So I think it's easy to get really overwhelmed with all of the things that you listed. Right. And so for students, I encourage students, and parents don't always love this, but I say the most important thing to think about, yes, go to class, yes, turn in your assignments, but beyond that, find great friends. Because what I've seen is the friends that you make in college completely impact the trajectory of your life post-college.
Right.
So if you're surrounding yourself with friends that are interning, they're going to class, they're working hard, they're networking, you're going to be doing that too. If you're hanging out with students that cut class all the time, that don't care about going to class, doing their coursework, that's going to be where you're headed too. So find great friends that challenge and encourage you to do something great with your life.
A lot of times, kids are going to have a roommate for the very first time in their lives, and sometimes they're in a dorm room about the size of a closet. And then, you know, sometimes you meet the roommate when you move into the room. Sometimes you have a meet-up opportunity before that. It depends on the school and the situation. How do you, navigate the roommate conundrum?
Over-communicate. I cannot tell you how many times I've taken meetings with a student who say, I have to move out of here. I hate my roommate. We haven't spoken in 2 weeks. And I say, okay, tell me about the conflict and what you've done to try to resolve it. And they know the conflict, but there has been no attempt to address, hey, roomie, these are the things I'm struggling with. How can we compromise? So students have got to learn to confront their roommate, to stick up for themselves, and to compromise.
Right, and that goes back to the making friends bit as well, too. So what if your child is really struggling at college, and you get a phone call, and it's just like, I just hate it. I can't deal with it. So as a parent, how do we deal with this?
I always tell parents, be their greatest champion, encourage them like crazy, but you can't do it for them. So I've seen parents who download every syllabus to every class, they're reading along the assignments with their student, they're proofreading their papers. Resist. Your child needs to learn to become an adult through this 4-year process, because when they go off to their first full-time job, you can't do it for them. So, and that first-time job's gonna be difficult too. So just encouraging them, stay with it, stick it out, and remind them that they've got what it takes.
Right, and does it really matter what you major in college these days? I mean, some kids are focused and they know exactly what they want to do, but a lot of kids are like, I don't know.
Totally. So yes, if you want to become a neurologist, you've got a track. You need to go to med school, but you could be a music major in college and still go to med school.
Right.
So I always tell students, get the degree. The degree matters more than anything. If it's a major pivot, maybe you have to go beyond and get a master's, but you're right, for the most part, the college degree is really the ticket in through that HR door.
All right, Hannah Seymour, thank you so much. Great to have you.
Great to have you too.